righty then. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 1038, Making Long-Term Plans. As an indie author, you are in control of everything. You run it. So, but in this business, flexibility is key. So you don't want to strap yourself down to a long-term plan that isn't working. That's what Big Five publishers do, and that's why they have such a hard time flexing with the changes of today. So how do you do it? What do you do? Looks like a series of if-then statements. I'm going to write these books, this genre, and go in this direction. I have set up a 3-book series, a 6-book series, and so on. So you plan the next year. May seem like it's fairly simple. Always give yourself slack time to recover, to change, to flex, and then you can always write a short story in there if you get done on time, and keep plugging away. But writing, you want to parse your time by what brings you the most revenue, which is, as an author, it's probably writing. So maybe 50% of your total time commitment is writing, maybe 75%, which is about mine, which is crazy. Consider all the other stuff I do. Still, I try to spend the majority of my time writing because that's where my revenue comes from. So writing, series. This year, I don't have anything for 2026 as far as what am I going to write? Where am I going? So that's what this year is for. If-then statements. If this series gets traction, then I'll write more books in this series. And I leave each book open just in case, because you never know. You want to do more of what's working. So when you look back at your last year, what's working, what's not, and you'll know right away. You don't have to analyze, oh, geez, did that sale actually go through there? You'll look and say, yes, I made all my money on this series and none on these other series. Well, what do you do then? More like this series. You're reaching those readers. Exploit that. Exploit what you've learned. Exploit your experience, your hard-earned experience, and then go from there. Well, as you move along, that 3-year plan, 5-year plan may look like, well, where do I want to invest my money once I start getting traction? Because I've got the one series here that's making money, more of that. And then where do I want to go from there? That's your 3-year, 5-year plan. Do you want to get into audio? Do you want to get into special editions? Do you want to get into graphic novels? What about movies, TV? How much effort are you willing to expend to get into these other areas, these offshoots of existing IP? You wrote that story, so now you've got it, and how do you get the most from it? So that's as you go on, because each of those come at a cost. It's not as big a cost as having to write the book in the first place, but they will be a cost. TV and movie, a lot of luck of the draw there, and a lot of networking and crazy stuff that costs money that you may not ever recover. You probably will not ever recover. So I consider it folly. However, if you do get one there, the rewards are pretty good. What about reinforcing your foundation, your newsletter, your subscribers, your brand, fan pages? Do you have a fan event? What kinds of things can you do there? And you look at it and start setting money aside as you start making money. Well, this is what I'd like to do. I'm going to put this aside for a fan event. I'm going to put this aside for a complete rebranding. I'm going to have a professional logo done and get a bunch of merchandise with my logo on there and be cool about it. That's cool. Put it down and make it work it into your plan, because everything comes at a cost. So as you are improving and building, where do you want to go? More of what works. That's the easy answer. You want to expand your revenue streams. And then finally, do you want to do more of the other stuff? Do you want to publish other authors? Which now you're not doing the cool writing part. You're doing the not so cool or sexy business part. Well, if that's what you like, and if that's what you're good at and the genre aligns, then why not? If you can. You want to check those books, make sure they're up to quality so you don't chase your own readers away. But it's a way you can go, a direction you can take. And that's your 3-year, 5-year plan. 10 years, you cannot predict 10 years out in this business. So 5 years, that's really on the outer edge of what you might be able to predict. 3 years, yeah. 1 year, definitely, you are in control. And if you need to flex 6 months in, you can do that because you're an indie and we are very flexible. We are mobile, agile, I think is the right term that people use. because we can go wherever we need to. If you're Big Five, you've got a 5-year plan, and something happens in year 1, guess what? You're stuck with that plan for 4 more years. We are not, and that's why we dominate. Peace, fellow humans.